Because,
That's good.
well, okay, because I have quite a few issues on this side. That's my root, I've had injuries. So turning is actually quite painful for my knee. We're in standard.
Turning to the right is painful for your right knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can't do something here that I can do here. And this ongoing thing that I'm deaf in this ear. So I don't know which came first. So it's...
Well, were you deaf in your right ear from childhood?
Yeah.
So most likely, then we could venture a guess that you brought your left ear more to the right, right?
Yeah.
And in that, your right knee was under constant torque. Does that make sense? Because even now, I feel like, even though you say it's your painful side, I feel, I perceive, that's right, exactly.
Yeah, because I can get more of you.
Yeah, you can have as much of me as you want, but you don't have to make an effort.
No, I'll try not to.
Yeah, but I think that's accurate. And so then, at what point did it catch up with you, and you felt like the knee and the hip were
a long time.
irksome?
A long time. I mean, because I've done quite a lot of physical trainings, but it began to affect me in that. And I got quite badly injured in martial arts, and then I stopped.
The same side got injured.
But I feel it really differently because how I feel this side of the room, how this side feels much more awake, and this side is just very different.
Okay, so you need to be good about telling me if something gives you discomfort.
Okay.
Well, you can feel this is a much more integrated movement. I mean, I understand that we're getting close to something, but still, from the point of view of feel that compared to. So that's an interesting situation. In other words, the person tells you that their right knee bothers them, that their right hip bothers them, and it sounds like it's not a 1 on a scale of 10. It's more than that, and has been more than that for a long time, and sometimes is more than 2. And yet, that's her habitual. Her organization is pulling her in the direction where she's vulnerable, but at the same time, it's where she's lived her entire life turned in that way. So I think, so we want to use what we've been doing, right? And so you'll tell me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And have you ever had an X-ray or an MRI of the right hip?
No. I just don't have that.
And then
Yeah, it's fine.
it's fine.
I'll give you a few exercises to do. It does go away.
And it'll go away for how
For a
long?
long time, usually.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Beautiful. Thank you. So what I'm doing now is, and adjusting to Jenny, is I have my thumb on her temporomandibular joint, on the mandible, but just below the joint. Not because I'm doing anything with the joint, but it's a way to fix my relationship. So I'm doing the same, I'm just doing that. We're turning. Now, of course, it's not turning entirely. You can see that there's a bit of a forwardness, and there's a bit of, you see, leaning here, leaning here. And so from behind I can take the pads of my right hand to the left side of her rib cage. Just small, just easy. Softer behind.
Steam train.
Well, I understand that. It's just it sounded like it's in the next room over. It didn't sound that close to the other thing. Did it?
You what did you
It's closer on Sundays.
The special.
It's got to avoid the asteroids.
Yeah, it had to go around. So, Jenny said something. She said, you know, if you're an experienced poker player, they have a word we call the tells. When another player at the table has tells, telling you that they have a good hand or they don't have a hand, right? and you try to figure out what the other person's tells are. So Jenny has a tell. She said, I said something. She said, yes, because I want more of you. Do you remember that? You said, I want. And so now I remembered that just a moment ago. I remember that, and so I'm turning her head and thinking, what if we start here? And maybe because again, it's that idea of finding the best of a person, right? The place where they feel.
So you're accentuating what's already happening in her back. What are you looking for in her back?
Well, it's not that I'm. Oh no, I am. I felt that the organization of her neck is complicated, and that any of my fussing in there was not necessarily going to result in her feeling the best of herself. And it's complicated in a way that I'm sure, again, as I said about Stuart, it was the most intelligent solution available at a particular time. Actually, may I? So Stuart in the break told me that he had as a pedestrian, I guess. Yeah. Had a pedestrian accident in which a car ran or hit. Yeah.
My foot.
And which foot?
Right foot.
Right foot. Yeah. So I think that probably, if you ever, and so you had to use crutches?
Yeah, and eventually had an operation.
So probably somewhere in there is an understanding. I had an injury where I had to spend, I think it was like 2.5 months on crutches. And I can't tell you the ways that, it was very complicated, the ways that just that being on crutches affected my whole organization. Did that answer? No. Oh, you said, what am I looking for?
Yeah. I just wondered where your kind of hands are, how you're judging where to touch the spine. Are you starting off accentuating? Are you starting to also
I'm
to
wanting
help areas of the spine that aren't moving?
Yeah, I think if I were to answer the question, I'm looking for where I retreated from her neck, and I'm finding that from her back, from the middle of her back, there's a lot of movement available, and she can feel that she's immediately. Again, Jenny can say, but that she's able to follow what I'm saying, and that she feels as if she's amenable to whatever I'm communicating with my hand. Does that make?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And I noticed I'd forgotten that I got hit by a car when I was on a bike. And when you said that, then I felt this, and because I'd forgotten it, but I suddenly felt this anxiety in me. At the same time,
About Stuart's
the
accent.
memory then, because I'd forgotten, and I was not sober when it happened, which was probably good.
He's an attorney, if you didn't. yes, can be good.
I suddenly thought, yeah. Anyway, so it's funny how that came into the.
My mother was a physician, and she would say, the people who do the best in a car accident are either drunk or asleep. Right? Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
But that was before seatbelts. Now we would make the
But they
seatbelt
still are
distinction.
Noodles.
That's right. They just.
Yeah.
David, you talked earlier about the safety or the safety issue ahead, how it's a thing that could
Yes.
arouse us. It looked much more nurturing when
This.
that Jenny's head was
This
against
did.
you,
Yeah.
and would it maybe have the opposite effect? I don't know how Jenny feels about that.
It could go either way.
Right.
It's pretty close in. It's okay?
But it also seems that it's taking away any additional unnecessary noise that might come from, bringing the attention.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Okay. So there's the turning. There's the turning. And of course, you feel she brings the weight to the left. To the left. And consequently, now I feel, look at that. Did you feel that? So now I have that middle finger behind, and I'm finding just to the left side of that vertebra, and now suddenly, do you want to put her a little higher? So, yeah, perfect. So I feel much less, the complexity that I felt before, do you feel that? That now I feel, yes, of course, it's not simple, but I can feel that I'm able to put that little bit of pressure on one vertebra at a time, and that one vertebra is moving, through that one vertebra, I'm able to move the whole of the person, the whole of her. And that's, I couldn't do that 5 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. Very nice.
You putting pressure on both sides there, David? Or
No,
the
only,
extension?
just like you were, just because that's
Just
you,
on the
only
left
the
side.
left side of, what do you think? Now, of course, what would be the fun thing would be the movement that she has done, if at all, ever, right, would be that, right? She wouldn't think, oh, I want to bring my right ear, right? And no. Do you look. Now go ahead and come forward. Look. That's nice. And to do the same thing. Oh.
Some difference, isn't it? Yeah.
And the point isn't that she's going to, that it's the movement of her neck becoming more symmetrical is going to change her hearing, but it's going to change the way in which her biases provide her with less comfort than she's capable of. Ooh. So you all know that you feel, if I feel something stops, well, I go away, and now I go one vertebra below. You see the you feel the difference, yeah, between here and one vertebra below. So now let's go back to that vertebrae. Yeah. You feel? Now. Feldenkrais say if you can't move in one direction, then we'll go in the other direction. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. You hear that? Yeah, beautiful. It also affects your right eye. Good. Walk around.